Welcome back to The Express. Fashion designers, extreme sport athletes, comedians, and musicians. Yes, Vancouver is home to some of the hottest bands in the world right now. And up next, we get to meet a feisty female duo that is poised for rock domination.
The Pack AD have been climbing the local music scene ranks with their garage rock style since 2006. The duo are now charting nationally with tracks from their last album, Unpersons. Unpersons has been out since late 2011. You guys have toured around a bit with that. What are the thoughts now, I guess, in retrospect, looking back at the past year?
I'm still pretty happy with how that album turned out. Like, it could have been worse. We've come up with worse albums in the past, but I don't know. We just recorded 6 songs now, so we're kind of like looking for coming up with new stuff, I guess.
Well, it's the only one that we put out so far that I still like, so I think that bodes well, at least for me. Or maybe it's evil. Maybe I shouldn't like it. But I don't know. I think it's held up well. I think it was the closest we've gotten so far to feeling like us.
We've seen some awesome videos come out with that album. Who's the big Gary Newman fan? Where did that come from?
Becky's a total Gary Newman fan, but I think that was an offshoot of the video happening, which was, I love that video, and I thought the best way to show my love was that we should copy it. So we copied it. It was more like a homage. I mean, we did different things and stuff, but yeah, I just thought that video was about the coolest video I've ever seen.
And I love his look. He's just the weirdest guy and amazing.
How did it feel to be in that outfit looking like him?
It was cool. I watched the Cards video quite a bit to kind of like, and was practicing the moves. I tried to get him down as good as I can, but I don't know. I kind of wish I could wear an orange jumpsuit all the time.
Your live shows are legendary for being fun, exciting, big. What's the secret to a Pack AD live show?
Well, as long as people are really drunk, I think they don't notice all the things wrong with it.
What are the things wrong with it?
Well, we make a lot of mistakes. We're not perfect. We've never been like, you know, this band that has really intricate, unique music. It's just kind of fun.
Every single show, I say to Becky, I'm like, let's just go have fun. And you know, I figure if we're having fun, then the audience can have fun too. So I don't know, just give it everything you got. If I'm not like totally sweating and in pain and cut a finger or something by the end of a show, then I'm kind of disappointed.
You guys refer to yourselves online as your band, the Pack AD. You are the people's band. Where did that come from? Where did it start?
Okay,
Why?
well, one of my favorite movies is House Party, that one starring Kid and Play. And I think at one point in the movie, I'm pretty sure it's this movie, the song comes on at the party and this girl's like, that's my jam. And so it's kind of a riff off of my jam. So it's like your band, it's like, it's my band. So we're your band.
You just got back from recording in Detroit. What was going down exactly there, and what should we be looking forward to?
It was a matter of opportunity. We just went there to try and come up with one song, actually, and then while we were there, we came up with 6, and hopefully they'll work out.
Are you working with the same producer as the last album for these recordings?
Yeah, Jim Diamond. He came to Vancouver and we recorded at the Hive last time, and this time we came to his studio, and because we were just in Toronto and Ottawa for Blues Fest and Edge Fest, so we decided, well, let's make more out of it and, you know, jump down to Detroit and record stuff on the way back.
Now, Jim Diamond's worked with bands like White Stripes. How did you guys get hooked up with him?
It was like a couple years ago, we were trying to book a show in Detroit, and a friend of ours was like, oh, you should contact Jim Diamond. He'll know a lot of bands there. We're like, okay. We didn't know who he was. We're just like, you know any bands? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And I don't even think that show really worked out, but we just kept talking after that, and he like started coming to our shows.
It's the same, it's still us, but then we kind of also have gone a little anthem-y. Yeah, we're hoping for some sing-alongs in the future, you know, because people can't dance to our music, but maybe they can sing along.
Watch thepackad.com for upcoming shows like a late summer date with Live at Squamish. And the new album should be out for spring 2013. I'm Paul McLellan in Vancouver for The Express.
The gals are avid tweeters, so you may want to give them a follow at The Real Pack Ad and tell them how hot they were on The Express. That's right, we've got the Hots for Success today on the show. And up next on West Coast Style, we meet Carlie Wong of Project Runway Canada fame and see her triumphant return to the runway.
Pacific Center's West Coast Style is brought to you by Pacific Center.
The West Coast is one of the most beautiful places on the planet, and I'm on the hunt to make sure that the people here look just as good as where they live. I'm Mana Mansour, and I'm a lifestyle journalist searching for the most cutting-edge fashion and beauty hotspots, deals, and tips, all in our own backyard. I'll do the shopping so you don't have to. This is West Coast Style. From a reality show to a return to the runway. On today's local designer spotlight on West Coast Style, I'm shining a light on local Vancouver designer and ex-Project Runway Canada contestant Carlie Wong.
Carlie Wong, that show rocked, baby. That was amazing.
A graduate of the fashion design program at Kwantlen University, Carlie Wong debuted her first collection back in 2005. Many collections later, including a recent hiatus from designing, I caught up with Wong backstage at her recent fashion show this past June, where she described in her own words the Carlie Wong aesthetic.
All of my clothes are definitely strong, they're sexy, very body conscious, and at the same time very sophisticated and fashion forward.
Carlie, your dress was for the runway.
But perhaps Wong is most known for her time as a contestant on the inaugural season of Project Runway Canada, an experience that Wong attributes to propelling forward her fashion career.
You can be a designer and be known in the fashion industry, but to be known by the masses is really a huge stepping stone, and that's what the show was for me. Got my name out there to the general public.
Wong's fans extend past her Project Runway audience to include her friends in the media and entertainment worlds. ET Canada reporter Erin Sebula was on hand during the show to MC the night's program. You look beautiful in your Carlie Wong outfit.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, you have to rock the designer's goods if you're going to get out there and get the crowd excited.
How long have you been a fan of her work?
Well, she appeared on my radar during Project Runway Canada, which I think a lot of people first got to know her that way. I actually covered that show quite extensively for ET Canada, so I got to know her, and I actually started really cheering for her. To be so young and so committed and talented and to work so hard, I found really inspiring.
Wong's fans from coast to coast have been waiting almost 2 years in anticipation of her new line, and today she's debuting her new Atelier Couture collection, celebrating everything evening wear.
This is kind of me going back to my roots, doing my evening wear again, sort of doing it in a new directions. I wanted to do pieces where everything was jaw-dropping instead of pieces where you can get anywhere. So that's kind of how I led to this couture collection, and it's really where my passion is.
Wong's new Atelier Couture collection is definitely the driving force behind her return to the runway. But the inspiration behind it comes from somewhere else, somewhere vintage. Carlie, I can see even with what you're wearing, you're very reminiscent of vintage bygone eras. Is that something that inspires you, would you say?
Definitely. I like to just hark back and see designs from the past for my runway music. It's all from the late 70s and the early 80s. That's kind of the era where we were owning it, and I think these days it's the same thing. Women are owning it. The clothes should reflect.
What did you think of Carlie Wong's fashion show?
Well, as always, Carlie is just the master of sophistication. It was just beautiful. I loved it.
She brings originality and passion to her work. She always lets her fashion speak what she's feeling.
It's the attention to detail in each collection that just makes her stand out, and a great representative of Vancouver fashion.
What do you think about Carlie being here and being based out of Vancouver can really help our local fashion scene?
Sometimes being at the forefront of an emerging scene can be just as valuable as being a small fish in a big pond in London or New York.
The more people are knowledgeable about fashion, the better off we all are. I want to be part of the growth of it instead of going into the pond where it's everyone is there and you're kind of trying to feel your way. You might as well be someone that directs it somewhere.
Fashion student to reality star to couture innovator, Carlie Wong's presence in the local fashion scene is no doubt paving the way for an exciting future for Vancouver as a fashion authority. I'm Mana Mansour for West Coast Style.
Pacific Center's West Coast Style has been brought to you by Pacific Center.
The website is carliewong.org to see all of her latest designs and styles. So what's hot to you? Would that be fashion, fitness, fiendish fun? Well, today on The Express, we're spelling HOT, H-A-W-T.
Pretty dangerous, you know.
Pro-Longboarder Mike McGoldrick.
There is a lot of shaking.
Belly fit instructor Magdalena Regdos. The Express, we are your local voice.
The Express is brought to you in part by Plum, fashion supplier to host Johanna Ward.
Welcome to the BC Sports Hall of Fame. My name is Jason Beck and I'm the Hall of Fame's curator. The history of baseball in BC goes back to the gold rush days of the 1850s when American prospectors brought the game north with them. And today the game remains strong with many BC boys on major league clubs. Over the years, the Hall of Fame has inducted many baseball individuals. Bob Brown was known as Mr. Baseball. He actually built Recreation Park, the first enclosed baseball stadium in Vancouver. The Callahan sisters, Helen and Margaret, actually were the basis for A League of Our Own, the film featuring Tom Hanks and Madonna. And then there's Larry Walker, who in 1997 was the National League MVP. Here's a 1990s catcher's mask. Although rudimentary, it did offer a good deal of protection from wayward fastballs. To see and learn more about BC's best from the ball diamond, come visit the BC Sports Hall of Fame today.
Welcome back to The Express in Vancouver. Some like it hot. Imagine that means that some like it lukewarm and others like it to hover near the boiling point. Think about that as we check out the moves of pro-longboarder Mike McGoldrick.
Before Michael McGoldrick was old enough to drive, he used his longboard to get around Vancouver.
Now, as an adult, it's that same freedom.
The pro-longboarder has competed all over the world. But now he spends most of his time getting other people to share his passions.
Making film, photographs, going out to community events and just educating people.
It's videos like this one that make longboarding seem extreme and inaccessible. But McGoldrick says the sport is evolving.
Pretty dangerous, you know, you're going fast down open roads. So to help limit our risks, we started going slower, carving, doing power slides, and a lot more like snowboarding influenced moves.
This is one of our new boards called the Tomahawk. It's sort of like a free-riding freestyle board. A little bit higher speed, kind of riding your longboard like a snowboard. So this is just a really fun board that kind of changes the way people are thinking about the style of longboarding.
Land Yachts manufactures longboards right here in Vancouver.
We're a team of about 40 guys here building boards, packing them up, assembling and shipping them all around the world now.
Blake Startup says longboards are popular with everyone from young teens to businessmen in suits.
Longboarding is, above anything else, a really practical form of transportation as well as recreation. So especially in a city like Vancouver where it's really a hotspot for longboarding, you see people riding them to work. You don't have to lock it up outside like a bike.
To prove their claims that longboarding is for everyone, I'm going to try to shred the sidewalk. A little help, of course.
So the best way to practice this without rolling away is turn your skateboard upside down.
This feels good.
Feels good. So the next thing you gotta know is your shred stance.
My shred stance.
Shred stance, yeah. So you're gonna bend your knees just like any sport.
Okay.
Hands out over your tip and tail. So push.
Stop.
Yeah, that's it. And try and make this corner. I bet you can.
Oh.
Yeah. So put your hands out like this. Point towards me. Yeah. Point some more.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. You're a longboarder.
To the corner.
So much fun. Now all I need is a little speed.
I need a motor on this thing.
Fact. Pretty much anyone can learn how to longboard. But here's a little advice.
Start in flat areas, start in parks, all about doing it in the right environment and with the right equipment.
I'm Bianca Solterbeck in Vancouver for The Express.
God bless the wind.
Mike has a blog on the website landyachts.com that includes a recent video where he skates against his arch nemesis, and that would be himself. There's definitely beauty in facing off against the beast within, right? Or actually, isn't what they say that beauty's in the eye of the beholder? I'm not quite sure, but I know Nicole will know. We're checking back in with her in Whistler. So what kind of beauty are you introducing us to?
An inspirational one. Magdalena Regdos is always on the move. She's a massage therapist, a go-go dancer, and a belly fit instructor. Her goal in life is to bring the best out in people.
Grounding, so bringing our feet hip distance apart. And at this point, you're welcome to close your eyes. and just become aware of your inner landscape. Tailbone is long to the ground.
Massage therapist Magdalena Regdos begins her class with the grounding mudra meditation practice.
Notice that the knees are relaxed and the hips are in neutral.
This is a time for students to center in their bodies, to become aware of any built-up emotion, allowing themselves to free pent-up energy and embrace their femininity.
Briefly set your intention for the next hour. Gathering chi here. Beautiful.
But beyond feminine empowerment and becoming one with the universe, as the name suggests, this belly fit class also embraces the tummy.
Energized.
And ultimately, the bikini season.
There is a lot of shaking. One thing that I like to just invite all of the participants to do right from the start is to embrace the jiggle.
Beautiful, keep it going.
Fully embody the jiggle, and it goes from there.
Embodying the jiggle with hopes of jiggling a little less in the future is one part of the class. A paddy dive master, snowboard instructor, go-go dancer, and belly fit instructor. This goddess shape doesn't come from sitting around.
I always find that when I think about, you know, getting a gym membership or doing something where it's all about counting or grinning and bearing through it, that doesn't draw me as much as how can I have a lot of fun today and how can I sweat at the same time.
Keeping the fingertips nice and wide.
The footwork component of the class segued to cardio. Caught up in the joy of dance, it was easy to forget you were burning calories. Even the names of the movements put a smile on students' faces.
We're gonna play around with the grapevine, which we can actually thank Jane Fonda for that many, many years ago. Unwind. Perhaps some shimmy as well. Hip drops, Bhangra bounce, African shimmy.
The belly fit practice, founded on Vancouver Island 5 years ago, draws on multiple cultural dance styles, including Bollywood, Bhangra, and African dance.
Prepare for core on the floor. There's lots of mats here, actually.
The 1-hour class wrapped up with Pilates and yoga as well. Each exercise targeting the fine core muscles. As a massage therapist, Magdalena knows the benefits that arise from this.
I find this is a really good class to help with people with back issues or hips or just different areas. It could also be used for rehabilitation. I feel really confident recommending it to clients as well through massage therapy.
When you tilt,
everything comes back to the belly in this class, whether shaking it or breathing into it, leading to transformation in spirit, mind, and hopefully bikini. From Whistler, I'm Nicole Fitzgerald for Shaw TV.
Magdalena also leads capoeira classes in Whistler, and you can get a full class schedule online at whistlermartialartscenter.ca. You've been watching our Express special where we have the hots for success. We'd love to hear what you thought about the show, and you can contact us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or send us an email, theexpress@shaw.ca. I'm Johanna Ward. Thanks for watching the show, only on Shaw TV.